Hey guys, now based on all the comment sessions, some people actually do request that what are the prospecting method that still works in 2005? So these are three prospecting methods that I know that it still work and it's something that I do myself as well. But most important, before even I share the three prospecting method, I think that there is sometimes a wrong perspective about the definition of prospecting. Now, why do I say so? Now, there are many times that people actually comes and say that Bob, you know something, I have no leads and I would like to do prospecting. And when I ask them, when you do prospecting, now tell me, what are you looking at? Are you looking at after you prospect, somebody will give you a job? So what is called a job? Meaning, say you send the flyers. Somebody call you and say that, hey, I got your flyers. I love your flyers. And now because of that, can you sell my house for me? With the right price, at the right intention, at the right timeline, at the right commissions, perhaps. So a lot of people, when they do prospecting, they're thinking that, hey, after I prospect, I'm looking for somebody who will give me a job and do the above. And their thinking is they will execute the job and in returns, they get paid. Prospecting can be also be seen in another manner, is that when you start to engage people on the ground, there are people who might be interested to do something. Maybe they want to buy a property, sell a property. Maybe they are in the verge of contemplating if they should do something. Maybe of their age group, maybe of the finances they have, or maybe some of their money is stuck in some fixed D bonds, or maybe in another property. They have the idea, they have the aspiration, they are motivated that they want to buy a property, or maybe they want to upgrade or downgrade. However, they may not be ready to give you the job. Now, if you ask me, these two are totally different. However, more than 90% of people I spoke to, when they do prospecting, they have the mindset that as long as when I prospect, be it if I give a flyers, I do a door knocking or the roadshow, anything, as long as the person or the lead is not giving me a job, that means the prospecting method does not work. Now, this is definitely a myth and that is not the right mindset. But why do I say so? It's because today, if you're a reasonable, working, performing agent, if you talk to anybody down the street or off the streets, most people will tell you it do take some time for us to get the clients ready. Many of them, they may have the money. They know that they are sitting on a HDB and, after they sell a HDB, they can easily go and buy a condo. Yeah. They understand the concept. But in between, they have got fear, uncertainty. Sometimes it could be a husband and wife where the husband is so motivated that they want to do this, but the wife have fear. So that's the part we need to know once we prospect, be it the lead comes back as a job, which is ready for you to execute and where money is to be made, versus what I call a business, meaning it might require a long form of consultation, talking to people, getting them, establish them, giving them the confidence to go ahead with the purchase. So I hope by now 3 minutes and 50 seconds, you have an idea of what's the difference between a job and a business before we talk about the three prospecting method. Okay, so let's go straight into the prospecting method. Now, rule number one, in my opinion, there's no such thing as a perfect prospecting method. As long as you are willing to, open up your mouth and talk to people. But why do I say so? Number one, I have met people who make good commissions. I'm talking about six figure, starting with a $300 over $1,000. So when we talk and say, hey, how do you manage to get the lead? He told me this, Bob, you know something? I was driving Grab and that guy happens to say that he want to go to Sunny Show flat. I was excited. So I just turned around and talked to him. So what are you looking at? And through that simple conversation, he just vaguely just mentioned, why don't you take a look at a condo in District 11? And from there, he drove the client down, take a look, the customer happy with it, and they bought it. So Am I going to say that driving Grab is a prospecting method? Let me give you another one. We do have a lady who actually sits in the show flat. Then after that, one day, she has been there for 9 months. One day, somebody walk in, and at that point of time, he says that, "Hey, I'm looking at properties for the longest time, and you know what? I like what you said. I'll just buy this." Great, 6 digit, starting with the 200 over $1,000. So as a game, am I right to say that, hey guys, prospecting method, you should be sitting in a show flat? Now, I can continue to go on, but these are just some examples of how people, I'll use the word cherry pick to tell you that certain method works or that it does not. However, there's one thing in common. One thing in common is that be it for these two case study, either he's a taxi grab driver or even sitting in a show flat, they always get themselves prepared. I think that's very important. But three effective way, if you ask me, I'm going to give you three, and if you follow, you have a higher chance compared to the rest. Number one, home tour. I see a lot of people doing videos, including myself. I've tried. I enjoy trying techniques. So they do videos and talk about the content, talk about the market. Sometimes they follow some influencer. But do you know something? There's something I think is very important, but a lot of people overlook, and that is a very powerful lead gen. It's called home tour. A home tour is extremely important. It is not so easy for you to be popular to talk about policies. And when people ask you about policies, then you have to answer about policies. Or maybe today there is this, this morning, I just read something yesterday to say that a three-room flat have reached $900,000. So what are the chances where you talk about, hey, three-room flat have reached $900,000 and somebody call you, hey, wow, that's so cool. And you start to talk to them and engage and start to sell and buy something. I tell you, this is going to be far-fetched. It's not that easy. But if you have a home tour, it's quite straightforward. I'm not denying that all these layer content are important. You still need this content. But a home tour or be a rental or sales, if it's done reasonably, if you're going to push it up on social media, home tour, prospecting method. Social media means Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. If you have Google, go for it, pay per click. If you can do all these things and posting that particular home tour video into all the portals that you have invested, I think that is a great prospecting method. Because people will call you. They will like the look and feel of that video, the persona, how you speak. And if you are somebody who runs channel, you have a home tour plus some little PC content, they will find it close to you as much as maybe just like this video. Okay, so home tour is definitely one of them. I highly recommend. I will tell you some big titles, hey guys, you need to do digital marketing. Oh my God, guys, too big. The topic's too big. But home tour is quite straight to the point. Number two, prospecting method. Now, if you have porters, again, if you have porters and be it the in-house, or maybe if you are on some other platforms, I think it's good to post some listings. There are many ways that you can engage a conversation with a customer. But nothing works as much if they call you because of a listing. So we have seen before that there are people who actually call a listing, and from that listing, 3 months of follow-up, eventually they bought something, 6 figure, starting with a number six, $600,000 commission. Now we have seen that before. So what did the person post? Who post a new launch, Now, before even I continue, I know some of you might be saying, hey, new launch cannot lah, too expensive lah, waste credit, whatever, you have all this saying. But as again, please remember, prospecting, it is a form of reaching out, getting new clients. It is not a form of if you do, you should get a returns. But if you do not want to post listings into all the portals that you invested, then try do a TikTok at all means. Oh, it's going to be very painful. Trust me on this. Because the comment that comes in, they will not just connect with you and say that they want to buy and sell through you. It doesn't work in that manner. Okay. However, if you have on this channel for a long period of time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and you have become what we call a thought leader or an authority in the market, then the game is changed. So in reference to this, the second prospecting method is to really post listing in any of the portals that you have. Now, the third, the best prospecting method, it would definitely be reconnections. Now, we do have a lot of leads on hand, when you go through your WhatsApp, when you go through maybe your old leads, your old customer, we do have, and trust me, most of them have forgotten about you because you have forgotten about them. And that's pretty normal. And the typical mindset for most people is, I don't want to talk to these people anymore. I want the new ones. It's the same concept. When you buy a car and the car requires repair, you get frustrated. You just want to get it away and buy a new car. Or it could be some other products that you can think of. Now, is it easy to just junk away the old leads and just get the new ones? It is easy if you have the money. It's easy for me to say that you need to prospect, you need to engage people, telemarketer, then I'll give you the script, the magic script. Then after that, you can employ telemarketers. Then I'll give you the formula, the checklist on how to get a supervisor to help you to coordinate this. In a way, if somebody is interested, it's very easy for me to tell you step 1, what are the questions you need to ask. Step 2, how you further qualify them. Step 3, where must you follow up with them. It's so easy for me to tell you all these things. Why? Because of ChatGPT. Now in the market, I think these theory are all everywhere surface. But what make a difference? It is the one who execute the plan. Okay, so all this, whatever I just mentioned, are the things I've shared openly. I gave in, I wrote down, we put in scripts catered to the agenda of the goal of the prospecting method. So what's my message right here? Stay very focused in what you do. You need to know that prospecting, it does not mean you get a guaranteed job. But you do get somebody who is interested or inquiring property matters. That's for sure. So that's number 2, reconnections. And so what did I say? I covered on posting on Property Guru, any other portals, in-house or not in-house. I covered on home tour, which is very important. Number 3, reconnections. So these are the 3 things I know it definitely still works today. However, a lot of people no longer believe. So how about the rest? Posting on newspaper, mailer, reaching out. I'll tell you guys, every one of them will work. They will work in a way or another, but just that which one will give you more response, which one will give you less response. And if I go deeper, we are able to identify what kind of advertisements will help you to attract people calling you, but what kind of advertisement will attract people calling you, but maybe they have a little bit more budget. However, if you want to approach another method of reaching out, advertisement, hopefully to get somebody with more budget to call you, you be ready that the number of phone call is going to be much lesser. Okay, so with that, I just want to just recap fast. Do your home tour, post on all your portals, and start your reconnection. So these are the 3 best prospecting method in my opinion. And don't forget, prospecting is not about just getting a job. It's about a business. Sometimes it requires follow-ups, qualifying, and also connecting with your customer. See you guys. So, if you like what we have shared with you, please help us to like, subscribe, and most important, comment and let me know your wish list. What kind of content which you would like us to create for you so you have a better journey in real estate. With that, I'll see you guys.